Gorgonzola.
Gorgonzola, okay. That's a new one. Well done. You got that in just at the right moment. It should be there. For God's sake. Hello, everybody.
There you go. Fully
Hi.
in.
Yeah. All right, then. Hi. Welcome back. I keep on saying it every time. It's been a while. This time entirely my fault because I went and got myself very, very ill. So I wasn't able to really talk while streaming. So it's been a bit of a thing. We keep on getting ill. The daft thing is, right, you know how we keep on missing stuff. We keep on going through. And I've been telling myself, it's okay. At the beginning of summer, I said over the summer period, it would be really busy and some of us wouldn't be able to stream all the time. And then I realised it's well past summertime now. And maybe this year's been a little bit all over the place. But it's fine. It's fine. It's not a problem. Welcome back. We are going to be doing some more Abomination Vaults. We will be putting this out. I have agendas which say this needs to be out. In fact, this specific episode needs to be out on New Year's Day. So it blooming well better be, because there is one shout out that I'm going to do. There are two people in this game right this second, and me, because I'm the forever GM, and so I will always be GMing stuff for these people. But there are two people here who are going to be joining me on January the 1st for a first session of the Malevolence adventure, standalone adventure. So effectively we're hoping we'll get it done 2, maybe 3 sessions. I'm leaning towards the upper, possibly even more than that. But we will be having a look at that starting on New Year's Day. A couple of people that myself and JJ also stream with, so we will be dragging in a couple of those people. You will find us certainly on my Twitch channel, which is Big Grumpy Gamer. Whether or not we can get other people streaming it as well will be an interesting thing. It'll all depend on what we can do with cameras and all that sort of stuff. So there is a little bit of trying to figure out the best way of doing this, because we've not live streamed the RPG stuff before. This is going to be completely new, completely entertaining in many bad ways, I'm sure. So yeah, just a shout out, if you manage to catch this, because I've put it out on the correct day, and you want to watch some of us doing this sort of malarkey live without any of the vague slight editing or any of the other stuff that I do, like cutting out people shouting stuff out at the beginning of episodes, or dice roll cutting out, or any of that sort of stuff that that I do for initiatives. If you want to see any of that lot, then we'll be doing it today over on Twitch. Outside of that, though, to concentrate a little bit more on this, because we do want to try and speed up the sort of stuff that we have done and what we can get done, based on we've missed a few sessions, I want to drag this lot back into the game. In the last... It's not that bad, JJ. In the last session, you guys have continued around this subterranean floor of the Abomination Vaults, and you found yourself within a odd chamber. 2 large pits took up the center section of this room, as well as 3 small chutes in the northern wall. There is a chair on the western end, a throne, which had what appeared to be some sort of lever that would control the pits in the floors, as well as...
have that lever?
Hmm?
Why do we even have that lever?
Why do you even have that lever? I'm sure it was useful at some point. Maybe it was the wrong one. Only Kronk will know. We will gloss over that very quickly. There were also 2 creatures in there. Anybody that's of any ilk to play things like Warhammer might have recognised the sort of, at least the style of the creatures. They're not called that, honest. No infringement here. No infringement here. But 2 large football ish sized creatures with 2 large legs and some stonking great jaws that were bounding their way around the room, trying to bop you and bounce you around and bite you and spit acid all over you. Which is a very, very good point. There are 2 of you that are currently covered in acid. And we didn't do anything about that in the last session because you just sort of started wandering off and looking at the room. As such, I'm going to spin this over to the game screen. I really, really, really would like Neffy and Moz to roll a d20.
Are we doing a certain save, or is it just?
You're doing a flat check to start with to see if you can get rid of the persistent. Well, actually, is it a persistent? Yeah, it's just persistent damage. It's not a poison, so you're not poisoned. You've just got persistent damage. A 3.
17.
17. Okay, so Neffy. Actually, I do think you possibly healed each other, but
there was some healing that went on.
There was some healing that went on, because you are all at full health as far as I can tell. But for the purpose of arguments, before you guys manage to patch yourselves up or anything else like that, Neffy did take a point of damage from the poison, from the acid, sorry, before that disappears off of you. Moz, can you just roll me another d20, please? This time you only have to get 10 or higher.
What do you think I just rolled?
A 1?
Is it a 9?
So I'm going to suggest you are on 10 points of damage, and either need some more patching up, or that's where you ended up at after being patched up. Just to make sure that we have coped with the fact that you guys were covered in acid and hadn't actually done anything about it. So that's where you find yourself. The room itself you have looted. You did find a couple of things in the throne itself. There was a secret compartment within there that had a couple of bits and pieces in it. You know, just pause. Yeah. So, we are back. We're back with the slight problem of the fact that Discord seems to be having fun tonight. It's having its own little party. So we have currently getting spikes of latency, which are going to cause us problems. But we'll see. We'll see how we go. But yes, anyway, so that is the situation you have found yourself in. You've now got complete access to the rest of this space. The one thing that I haven't mentioned is that one of the creatures that you encountered was pushed down into one of the pits, and Moz got a relatively immediate eyeful of some sort of creature down in the depths, with what appeared to be either multiple creatures or multiple necks and heads of a serpentine type design that jumped out and effectively tore the creature apart. So you've got some idea of that there's something down there.
Something ate my football. It ate my football.
Get you another one.
All right then. Too fair. It's definitely down there. I don't think I'm going to go and get it. I think it can stay down there.
I think it can stay down there too. I mean, we should maybe find out what else is down there, though.
I'm going to go with there's more heads down there than there are up here. That seems like a really bad idea.
For now, but carry on.
I think we should not go and investigate down the holes. This would be a bad plan.
I mean, I'm not normally adverse to getting heads, but yeah.
I'm going to go and look at the alcoves.
Are you performing a cavity search?
Don't stop till he reaches the back of his teeth.
Can I just... Can I throw a punch at Moz on my way past?
Yes. You can
Gentle
absolutely
slap round the ear.
you can absolutely throw one. Whether or not you'd connect is another question, but we'll go with the small
I
alcove.
can't actually move my token either, Matt.
Oh, interesting.
No, no, can I?
Are we turn-based, maybe?
No,
Oh, I can move.
it's not turn-based, so I am confused as to why you can't move your token.
I mean, I might just be being crap. It's possible.
I don't
On
think
the
so.
login load-in, did you select Q?
Yes, and I even set my pronouns properly.
You've not got a selected character though. You
What
just
did I need to do?
select character, save. Right, try it now.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, can you just dump me over here and I'll work across the back?
Yep.
Oh no, that would be because I'm trying to move Neffy. Ignore me.
No.
Can't move Neffy, not my character.
I would do it. Right. What I would say, so you come across to this alcove. They are all the same. So rather than anything else, I'm just going to describe what they are. Where the large pits look like they originally had some sort of mechanism to allow a floor to drop out, and from what Moz has suggested, although I've just noticed that Moz is not moving, as in JJ's not moving on the screen. From what is suggested with the large ones, it looks like, and the creatures that are down there, if you imagine the Bantha trap from Star Wars, it looks like some sort of execution room where you can drop a whole bunch of people down wherever that creature is, and either the fall might kill them or the creature down there is almost certainly going to. These ones look like these are a little bit more personal. Kick the odd one or two people down, but actually physically do it. Yeah, get somebody to actually shove somebody down one of these chutes. It is a chute down to exactly the same place below. You can tell that it's dropping into the same space. It's just that this might be used rather than the big pit, which is an ostensive, I'm going to scare the living daylights out of you by dropping lots of people. We've got one person we want to execute. The pit, the big proper pit trap is a little bit excessive. Let's just shove them down the chute. I've just noticed that everybody is in the wrong place on my thing. Just give me a moment. Just gonna pause. Okay, I've moved people's cameras around. Everybody's in the right place. We've now also sorted out tokens that can't be moved. Technology is being technology, and that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say is being technology. Right. Okay.
It's not our friend.
No, it's not always our friend. Okay, so you have the rest of this space to explore. Obviously, the room itself, you've kind of canvassed, you've looked over and gone through. But there is still the corridor to the south of you, and there is still a route on that corridor that you have not traversed yet.
There's one bit of this we haven't traversed.
In that corridor.
Have we actually picked up the loot that's over here?
Hang on.
Yeah,
How did we get in here if we didn't walk in through the corridor?
You did. What I'm saying is there is more than one route in the corridor that you haven't gone down.
It's also probably reset our explored.
It has. Yeah, that's right. Cool.
There's been a little bit of adjustments and things going on with the server. It's fair to say.
Yeah, but we haven't been. Oops, sorry, I'm not opening the door. I'm not over there yet. But we haven't been that way.
We have done this way. Or we haven't done this way.
We have not gone right, I don't think.
You've not gone down
the door
that
looked to be
corridor,
open.
no. This door here was not open. Unless somebody's accidentally clicked on it and opened
I
it.
accidentally opened it and closed it again because my character was still... I'm having a great time tonight.
It's alright, Neffy's not even
debating
moving.
whether I didn't pick up my tea in case I pour it over the laptop.
Is there a reason you're not moving with everyone, Neffy?
No, I shall now.
We want Neffy to listen at the door, and I want to do the "is there anything weirdly spiritual" thing.
That's
Mhm.
wonderful.
I'll listen
Also.
for magic as well.
Let me just roll
Listen
those
for magic. I'll
rolls.
sense for magic even.
Listen for magic. Hang on.
Don't question it.
That's not how it works.
Okay, no detect magic. Nothing there. No spiritual senses kick off whatsoever. Listening at the door. You think you hear something. Can't quite place what it is.
Sound like movement or something?
No movement. Sounded like talking. Almost
Okay.
like somebody going shh 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 shh.
Oh, okay.
After
I'll
sort of
alert
a move.
Moz to that.
So am I very gently opening this door and then running in and stabbing things? Are we getting that feeling again?
Pretty
Maybe.
much.
Awesome. In that case then, I would like to very quietly open the door.
Very
This is where we
quietly.
find out it's locked.
It's not locked. Weapon racks stand in the northeast and southeast corner of this room. The southeast rack is empty, but the northeast rack holds a hatchet made of dark crystal. Two alcoves between the racks on the eastern wall each have an open hatch and a ladder leading down. Additional exits lead to the north and the south. Additionally to that, you don't see anything else.
I'll just walk into this very unsuspicious room. Looks left and right.
I mean, no issues whatsoever.
Okay.
I see nothing that can go wrong.
And then I'm going to... I will pre-declare I am scouting.
Okay.
Sneaking.
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 Okay. You step into the room, you look left and right, you have a good look around. You do not see anything.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if we look up?
Xenomorphs,
If you look
thousands of them.
up, no, you don't see anything.
Did you say it looked like there were ladders in these?
There are
Oh,
ladders in
nice.
those alcoves, yes. So
Are they
there's
like bolted?
yeah, they're bolted in. So you've got the weapons rack that I mentioned just to the north and to the south. The one in the north is the one with the axe. And yeah,
Suspicious.
Very, very.
I will come and stare at this axe from a modest distance.
okay. You are specifically staring at it from a modest distance. Okay.
Yes.
Why are you protecting the axe's modesty?
As you
It's
As
a cultural
you're-
thing.
as you're looking
Okay.
at it, you could convince yourself for the briefest second that you saw on the where the axe head joins the shaft of the thing. You've got that larger metal lump. You could have sworn for a second you saw an eye blink in that space.
Let's
That's a
assume
bit
yes.
weird, that is.
And yet it didn't detect as magical or spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
So it's something natural.
Oleron,
there's nothing
Oh.
natural about that.
Malin,
Agreed.
is this the kind of... I had a laugh, the barman had a laugh, and then the other thing? Is that this kind of situation are you thinking?
What?
The dungeon, it was full of mimics.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha. I had a laugh. My friend had a laugh. The barman had a laugh. The table had a laugh.
Ah,
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
all these situations.
Well, let's give it a gentle poke.
I'm going to absolutely hammer it with the halberd.
Okay. So as you start to swing the halberd down, the eye in the hatchet opens wide, and what appeared to be the originally like the things holding that would hold weapons up, they open up to reveal a maw as a mimic that is hiding itself as a weapons rack begins to advance on you. The more disturbing thing, though, is that the door in the north also suddenly gains a massive maw and an eye as a second mimic bursts forwards, and you are confronted by two mimics. Because we all know what they are, so I'm not messing around. Okay, we are going to do a little bit of the old initiative. The encounter tracker is unfortunately not visible at the moment on my... So I'm going to just do... Yeah, it's not quite worked. So yes, unfortunately on the stream you can't see the initiative tracker, guys, but we will come back to you and we'll give you a rundown of what the initiatives are. Okay, let me just pause and we'll count. Awesome. Okay, so let's do some quick initiatives then. Phelan.
28.
28. Okay.
With your plus
Is that with a +1?
Yes.
That is with a +1. Moz.
30.
30. Okay.
That's a very betrayy dice.
Yeah.
Very not betrayed dice. I like this one.
Inva.
22.
22. And Neffy.
Oh, you want me to do maths? 18 plus 11 plus 1.
30.
30.
Thank you.
Okay. We will
Maths is
very
not my
quick.
friend today.
I mean, generally anything is not my friend that involves putting numbers together, but we'll be fine, I'm sure. Right. Let's start this here combat then. So that means it's going to be Moz unless you would like Neffy to go first.
Yes, to give Neffy the chance to maneuver and pick their shot.
Okay. Under which circumstances? Neffy,
Okay.
it's your turn.
Okay. Oh. I mean, I'll enter the room a little bit more. And, I mean, if I go there, that's not got people in the way, hasn't it? So that would
Yeah,
be...
I can say you can go from a corner to a corner without intersecting anybody, so that's without cover. So, yep, that's fine.
Okay. So, I'm doing that one, which means I get the sneaky stuff on top. Which you know what I'm doing with that, which is helpful because I don't. That is a 17 plus 14.
Jesus. Okay, so your shots are pretty good then. That would be a 31. That is a critical hit.
Oh, critical. So that's 2 times 2d6, yes?
So you're going to be doing, well,
I've got
even more than
striking.
that. Even more than that. So you got a striking room, which means it's 2d6. You're also
Yeah.
sneak attacking because it's flat-footed because you're going before
Right.
it in a combat turn. So that's another 2d6. So that's 4d6.
Okay.
You're going to roll that and then you're going to
Yep.
double the whole lot.
Okay, so 4d6.
Mhm.
Ooh! 5, 10, 14, 18. 18 doubled.
36.
36.
So on your
Yeah,
first
36 points of damage.
on your first shot of damage, as this thing opens up its maw to bite you and this eye appears in the thing, you just level your crossbow and shoot it straight in the eye. It's not pleasant in any way, shape or form.
reload, and then shoot again.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Yep.
Not so good. That was a 19 to hit.
That is still a hit because it's flat-footed. So you're still going to do 2d6 from the weapon and an additional 2d6 for the sneak attack, that attack damage. Let me
That's not
just...
so good this time. 13 that time.
Mm-hmm. 13 points of damage. It's still not bad.
Wait, hang on. Wait, no, don't take that. Because I moved, shot, and reloaded, so ignore that last attack.
You did. Well remembered. Well done. Okay, that's fair enough then. Under which circumstances it is Moz's turn now.
Right, that was the one in the corner that just got...
That is the one that was the weapons rack that just did that, yes.
Because we're measuring across tiles, the one that's in the doorway that
is
that
within
the door in the doorway.
It's within your striking distance.
Awesome. In that case, I will, I'll wail in on the one that's already wounded, and keep that in mind. So first attack going against the one in the corner. So having started the swing, it's gone wibble. I will go no. Bah!
So which one are you doing that to?
The one in the corner.
The one in the
That's
corner.
already just been.
Okay.
That's not my best roll. That's a 9 plus 16 for 25.
25 is still most definitely a hit. Okay.
Values, numbers, things. I've got them written down in my notes somewhere. I did.
2d10 plus your strength modifier, I believe.
That's the one. Don't betray me, plastic dice. 8 and a 6 for 14, plus 4 for a total of 20.
14 plus 4 is 18. However, yes, you've just palpably hit this thing. You've done quite a bit of damage. I do, however, want you to make a reflex saving throw, please.
Check stats, proficiencies, feats. Reflex is plus 10. Totaling 14. Jesus.
14?
So 14 figures 1 4.
As you slice into this creature, you suddenly notice that there is a sudden burst of what appears to be some sort of slime out of the creature. And as you try and pull your halberd out, you realise it's stuck into this adhesive, and you cannot move it. You can attempt an athletics check in order to try and pull your weapon free.
Yeah. I can do
But
slashing
it is
or
an
piercing
action.
damage.
You can't move it.
I can do slashing.
It's full on
That's okay. I don't want
stuck.
I don't want to. It's stuck in exactly the right place. I want to lean into this.
No, as in it is immobile. There is no movement forwards, backwards, up, down to pull it out at all. There is no shift. It's like it's suddenly in stone.
Oh, okay. So I can't just like
Nope.
use the fact that it's stuck in the thing to drive it into the thing more.
Nope.
No.
Boo.
Meanie. In that case, then I'll attempt to recover it. What do I need to do?
Athletics check.
Athletics. There's a value on the proficiencies thing. Athletics is plus 11. This is not too bad. Trained in this. 11 plus 11 for 22.
Still doesn't want to move.
Drawing takes an action, doesn't it?
Yep.
I will fluster and attempt to draw it back again, but angrier. but it doesn't happen, so stuff it, because that was a 5 on the dice.
Okay.
This is how Mosman multi-classed into Barbarian.
Bob.
He just got really angry.
Okay.
Character arc. I like this.
It is now that creature in the corner's turn. As it's morphing out of its shape and it's clearly becoming slightly more like a creature rather than a wooden weapons rack, some of the sort of joints and the spans that hold it up suddenly start to become these long, still kind of wooden in appearance, but these long pseudopods, and they're going to start throwing these things out at you and trying to hit you as you go. So Moz, we're going to try you first.
I'll stop kissing the dog. Yeah.
Only a 6 on the dice, but I get a plus 14, so a 20.
No, 23.
Okay. Another one will try and come rushing out at you then.
Rude.
15 on the dice, plus 9 for 24.
Just.
Okay. So, it hits you. You are going to take a little bit of damage. So, you're going to take 12 points of bludgeoning damage as this thing clobs you with its pseudopod. And I then need you to make a reflex saving throw, please.
Seen this cartoon. 17 plus 10 for 27.
Okay, as this pseudopod hits you in the chest, you realise it's not just... This adhesive isn't just coming out of its body. It's covered in this stuff. It's very clear that if it hits anybody, it has the chance to grab them. It's going to try one more.
Communicate this.
It's going to try one more time to hit you. 16 on the dice with a plus 4 for a 20.
Nope. 23.
Nope.
Denied.
Okay. Denied on that
Dodge,
occasion.
dodge.
Okay, Phelan, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm going to take a tactical step backwards. I'm going to throw the horns and cast electric arc at both mimics.
Both mimics. That is, I believe, a reflex saving throw.
Yeah, DC 21, please.
DC 21 reflex saving throw. Okay, so these large, almost furniture-like creatures are their reflex saving throw. Let's see how this goes.
So, pair of critical passes?
One is just a direct fail with a 20. That's the one in the corner. And the one to the north, that is the door, has also got a 20. That's 2 11s in a row. So, both fail.
Both fail. Okay, well, that's 12 points of electricity damage each.
Okay. The one in the corner is starting to look like you've taken chunks out of it. Now, I mean, how much you can tell with any sort of creature like this that you're putting chunks out of it is another matter. But yes, it does not look like it's very healthy anymore. So that's 2 actions for that. I believe you've got 1 more left.
Nope, I moved.
You moved. Fair enough then.
And Olarin's going to use his single native action to step up in my place.
That seems fair. Inver, it is your turn.
Can I try and intimidate that one with a glare?
Yep, you absolutely can do. Yeah, make a intimidation check.
Natural 20 plus 13.
Natural 20 plus 13. Okay, so with the plus 13, it would be a 33. You'd have got a critical success regardless. But yes, so with a critical success on a demoralize, I believe it's frightened 3. But I might be wrong.
I'm not sure. I don't think I've managed to be quite that good at it before. Critical success, the target becomes frightened 2.
2. Okay, well, 2 I have put on. So that is that done. You still have actions.
I do. Somewhat flushed by the success of that. Can I see this one through the door?
Yes, you can, yeah.
I am going to try the same thing on that.
Okay.
For a 16 and 13 for 29.
29 is a critical success.
Excellent. And then I'm going to raise a shield because I've just suddenly made myself slightly more interesting.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, and that would be your 3 actions.
Although, what do I need to do in the game to make it recognise that I've done that?
In the chat, where you've got effect razor shield has appeared in the chat thing. Just drag that
so it
onto your
has.
token.
There we go. Yep, I did not have the chat thing up to look at that.
And that should have done it, but it does not look to be doing it. Let me see if I can do it. There you go, I can do it.
There we go.
Okay, so that is your 3 actions.
That's me. All 3.
That means that the last thing remaining is the one that is in the northern door. Now,
Although it's still not given me the 2 bonus to AC, but we can add that on manually. If it becomes relevant.
yeah, that's an interesting one. I'm not entirely sure why that hasn't. It's because it's only put... Oh, because you're not raising a shield. That's why you want the shield spell. That is different. Unless you
I want to raise my sturdy shield, minor, which is the +2 to AC. Which is on my character.
Yes. Sturdy shield minor. Yeah, what I've noticed is... Is it a +2 to AC? The only reason I say that... It's +0 AC bonus. The idea is that it's useful for blocking, but it's not actually going to improve your armor class.
Base steel shield is a +2, and this is supposed to be a harder, better version of that. I thought.
It does look like it, but when you look at all the stats for it, when you open it up, it says it's a +0 to AC bonus. So I will check it, but it's going to have to be out of recording for the time being. Okay.
Kind of useless at this point. Okay, in that case I'm going to cast shield instead.
Okay.
Assuming I can. Do I have enough actions left? Yes, I'm going to cast shield instead then. Okay, there we go.
Benefit shield. There you go. Right, so this last creature in the top. Now, having seen what Moz and Neffy just did to its mate, it's going to step out of the door for 1 action. You would be able to hit it, except for the fact that your reach weapon is stuck in its friend. So you do not have the ability to do that. And then for its second action, it's going to try and hit Neffy with its pseudopods.
Hey.
What strength action? What strength roll do I need to hit one mimic with the other mimic using that?
Quite a large one, I would imagine. 17 on the dice with a +12 for a 29 to hit you, Neffy.
Yes, but not crit.
Not crit. So I need you to make a reflex saving throw.
No.
Yes, and take 14 points of damage.
Reflex, so 18 plus 13, and I'm taking how many points?
You're taking 14 points of damage. 18 plus 13 is 31, which is way more than you need to avoid being stuck by this thing. So it's going to try for its third action to hit you again. Oh, and a natural one. We'll gloss over that one. You are not prone. I don't know why you've set yourself as prone.
Have I?
You did, yes.
I managed to hit myself dying, that was why.
Oh, well, that's not a good plan. You don't want to be doing that.
No.
So that is its turn, so because it moved, it tried to hit you twice. It didn't do very well. And down goes one of its frightened condition. Neffy, it's your turn.
I drop my crossbow, draw my rapier.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 1 action.
Yep.
And then I stab.
Fair.
I'm rolling a lot of 18s on this dice.
I don't
trust it.
think that's a problem. At least not for you.
Okay, it's 11 on the other. So let's do the 18 plus 14.
18 plus 14. So
Yeah.
you're looking at a 32, I believe.
Yeah.
That's a critical hit. So you're going to do. You're not got sneak attack damage at this point because it's not flat-footed.
No.
But you
2d6.
are still going to get 2d6 doubled,
Plus a
and then roll a d8 on the end. In fact, it's 2d6 plus 1 doubled, and then add a d8 on top.
So that is 4 plus 7 doubled is 14 plus 4 is
18.
18.
Okay, so that's your second action. Yep.
Third action, stab again.
Oh well, actually, the first thing you need to do is roll a reflex saving throw to see if your rapier gets stuck in it. As this door with an eye and a big mouth in the middle has waddled up to you, and you've just stuck it with a rapier.
11 plus what am I doing? Reflex.
Reflex.
11 plus 13, so 24.
The rapier does not recover. It sticks and stays stuck. 24, did you say?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my apologies. No, you just managed to pull it back. You just managed to pull it back.
Okay. And is that an action, or do I have to, or can I roll to hit?
No, you can roll to hit.
Okay. So.
Because it's frightened, the DC is down. Hence why it's...
Oh, okay. 17 plus 9.
17 plus 9... 20...
No, that's not it.
26.
Yeah, 26.
That is a hit.
Yeah.
Roll your damage. Just normal 2d6 plus 1.
11 points of damage.
Okay. And then roll another reflex save, please.
Ugh, no.
What did you get?
It's 9.
What did you get?
16.
16? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Now you stab it once with the rapier, you get it quite well, you think you've done really good. You stab it again with the rapier, doing a bit more damage, and then realise that you've somehow managed to stick this thing into like a wood grain or something, but it's not moving now. It's not coming away. Your rapier is stuck.
I like to imagine that she was doing it. She was like, "Look, Invo and Phelan, look at me, I'm so good." Because it's like, you know, party mum and dad, but she wants like respect from, and then it all goes terribly wrong, and her rapier's now stuck in it, and now she's really embarrassed and is like trying to avoid looking at them.
Moz, it's your turn.
Distract them, Moz. So let them see.
While they get that at eating Moz to death.
Yeah. I will distract them with my corpse. No. I will attempt to recover my halberd
Okay.
one last time. And I'm using my fucking red point. That's a lot fucking better. That's a natural 20.
Okay. So one thing you have noticed is whatever was keeping your weapon stuck down. The fact that this creature is apparently cowering from Inva means that it was slightly easier to pull it free. But then you just put all of your force and weight into it anyway, and it just comes through anyhow. So you have your halberd back.
I'd like to beat it again.
Well,
does this qualify? Does this qualify as my second attack?
No, it is your first attack. Pulling away your weapon was not an attack.
Taking my weapon was not an attack. Okay, I would like to beat
Excuse
it.
me while I whip this out.
Ooh,
Beat it real good.
We've gone into that sort of territory again, haven't we? It's just happened.
We're always in that sort of territory. We live there.
7 plus 11 for 18.
That is enough. This one collapses to the floor. Oh, to hit.
That was a hit.
Oh, please roll damage. I'm sure you're going to anyway. There's
4 and 2 plus 4 makes 10.
yeah, it's dead. It's dead. There was very little chance that you were going to fail to kill that thing. Very little. However, you still
I need to recover
need to
it.
roll a reflex save.
Moz will just take a moment and just lean on it because with a 2 on the dice, this is just going to take a while.
You have one more action left.
I don't.
You did
Recover.
you recover it?
And
Hit it.
then fail to recover.
No, that's the save to see if it got stuck. So
Oh.
it did get stuck. You still have an action.
Am I to recover my stick? It's a 9 plus 11, 20.
It's not quite enough. It's not quite enough, I'm afraid. So while this thing is dead, unfortunately, your stick is still glued into it. Phelan, it's your turn.
Well, electricity worked well once.
Try electricity
Let's try-
again.
Let's throw an electric arc at the remaining one.
Okay. And it's a 21, you said, for...
Yep.
5 on the dice. Gives me a 13, which means I just get into failure rather than critical failure.
Okay. That's 11 points of electricity damage.
Okay. This one's not looking well.
Go on, Olrin. Rag its bits off.
Oh dear.
Have a proper go at its hinges. Go on.
Nom 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 nom.
Okay, so Olrin goes in with a bitey bite. For 29 to hit.
That is a critical hit.
Okay, so that's 2d8 plus 3, then double it.
Mm-hmm.
MVP at the party there.
Massively.
So 28 points of damage.
And it's dead. As Olrin just pulls it to pieces. Olrin does, however, need to make a reflex saving throw to make sure he doesn't end up stuck on it.
Okay. 14.
I'm just
14 in total.
Now.
Yeah.
Olrin
no.
is yeah, the badger is stuck to the door. However, it is the end of combat. So with a little bit of time and effort and possibly a few swear words depending on how long it takes, you do manage to pull both Olrin and the
Halberd.
and the halberd, yeah.
Rapier.
No, the
And the
halberd
rapier?
and the rapier. All
rapier's
things of that nature. You manage to pull away from the various bits of furniture. Okay. I've been looking forward to that because it's a classic monster. And it did not disappoint, because even though it's a low-level encounter for you guys, there was still some silly
We're all
things.
fucked.
Yeah.
That's because it was only moderately difficult because we're comedians.
Yeah.
It's just.
Okay. Yeah. The room goes quiet. If you'd been a little quieter getting to the door, as in somebody had been stealthy getting up to the door, the sounds that you hear, instead of them trying to be quiet and all the rest of it, which only happened because of a very good perception check, you would have heard them talking about the different flavours of the creatures that they'd managed to get in the dungeon. Just having a casual chat in common with each other.
Oh, I love that.
I love smart enemies. I love creating mix.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, so that was a door and a weapons rack as a mimic.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, the rest of the room. as you kind of have a quick sort of look around, the door is no longer there, by the way, so please do not close or open it. It is completely done. However, the space above it appears to have been some sort of supply room. Amongst the debris, you do find a couple of intact vials, most of which don't have anything interesting in. However, there is one object which does catch people's eye. I will just move it into the stash. It is something that's going to need a ID roll. Once I can work out what the target number is for that. Who's got crafting?
Ooh, yes.
Starting with Olorin, what's your bonus on your craft?
Right.
Olorin.
And Olorin has none. Let's go with Phelan.
I like to imagine it's Olorin that does all the crafting stuff.
Yeah, I'm the
Sigurd-
animal
Sigurd
companion.
Badger is in control.
Olorin's the druid.
Olorin's the druid, yeah. You're
Okay, crafting. My plus 10 bonus.
plus 10. Okay, and for Inva?
Oh, hang on, +8.
Plus 8. It takes you a little bit of time between the two of you, but you do identify this potion. It is something called a Sea Touch Elixir. When you imbibe it, you gain a swim speed. Effectively, you gain webbed skin between your fingers and on your feet, and you gain a swim speed for a little while.
Neat.
Um,
Why is that in the dungeon behind a mimic door?
what's
You
that?
ask good questions.
Maybe we should have asked the mimic before it expired.
Maybe somewhere there's caverns we're going to have to swim through.
Oh no.
You also notice a couple of other things. One bottle which has runes written around its base, almost like it's like a named bottle. Anybody that's got Arcana or Occultism, and I'm going to let you roll it, because fundamentally, if you fail on this, you're going to know, because you're not going to be able to read it. So anybody that has that can roll it.
22 on occultism.
22. You do not.
13
hang on.
occultism.
Pause.
Sorry.
It's all right. Go for it. So 22 for Inva. We'll go Moz.
13 total.
13 total, and then Neffy.
Occultism was 19 plus 11, so.
We're seeing you're rolling well today, then. So that's a 30. You are able to identify this one last bottle. It's an odd one. Something called bottled air.
Right.
It's fundamentally a corked bottle. If you interact and breathe it in, so you draw forth air from the bottle, allows you to breathe even in airless or toxic environments. Air doesn't go out of the mouth of the bottle, so leaving it open doesn't change in an airless environment, doesn't fill the environment with air. But there you go.
Clever.
As a note, it is not a trinket single-use item. The air inside the bottle continually refreshes.
Wow.
Ooh.
I am very suspicious as to what we're going to find.
So am
I
I.
am deeply suspicious as to why these monsters had these things lying around.
Yeah.
Did that not squig splash before it got numbed by the
Yeah.
hydra?
It did indeed splash. It did indeed splash.
But there's a hydra in there, which seems like a rather more pressing problem than the inability to breathe.
Sounds
That
like a
feels like an
futurist
issue
problem.
statement. Yeah. I have a huge degree of confidence because I have the skill Underwater Marauder, which doesn't really help a huge amount, but you know, could be worse.
You've been waiting all this time to use it.
I know! Sailor background and everything!
Okay. You
Was
guys
not gonna keep
have
underfoot,
a door to the south, which is more or less the only route that you haven't tried, unless you want to go back down to the big corridor with the basilisks, or the double doors, which seem to go into some sort of tavern.
Oh yeah, I remember now.
Is there any spooky stuff the other side of the door?
Inver's deciding to go one way and one way only.
I don't think we have gained sufficient skill to tackle the basilisks yet, and I don't feel like getting drunk.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. You do not notice anything of a spiritual nature within 30 foot of you.
Can I hear anything?
Magical nature?
There's no magic in terms of detect magic, and perception-wise, just using your hearing, no sounds of any discernible nature.
Well, I see no issues with this. We should just open the door and go through.
Yeah, totally fine.
Nephew takes that as the only.
Nothing's gonna go wrong. It's all fine.
Okay. As you open
Fine,
the
it's
door,
just
there is a
covered.
15-foot long corridor. There is a door at the end.
Oh, all I can see is, well, that space, and that's it.
That's odd, because, yeah. I think other people are able to see further down, so I don't know.
Why can't I see further down?
Ah,
That feels mean.
you might need to
Yeah.
reload. I don't know.
Okay, I'll do that, because, yeah, that's weird.
I will go Sensi at
Assume-
the door.
You will
Yeah,
go Sensi at
assume
the
I've
door.
gone down the corridor.
Is there anything of a spiritual nature?
Nope, still can't see.
Nothing of a spiritual nature.
Magical nature?
Very slow from the DM.
And is anyone just straight up listening these days, or have we given up on that?
No, I quite often
yeah.
do perception, but quite happy for
I'm generally
others to.
scanty.
You
but
don't detect
I'm
anything
listening.
of a magical nature either. Listening, just general sort of listening at the doors. Only one person does it actively. No sounds whatsoever.
It seems safe.
Sure. I'm completely convinced.
Okay. As you open the door, you are confronted with effectively a wall 5 foot from you as you have entered into a T-junction of another corridor. Okay. 10 foot
can't
to
I
the west
see?
of you, as you step out of this door, you see another door. To the 10 foot to the east of you, though, the corridor opens into a room. From where you are, you can already tell that there is a rather unpleasant smell. However, you can also see that there is a corridor out of that room heading south. Hey! Well, I mean, you know, I'm on pause now, because I'm going to say right at this point, because none of you heard it. None of you heard me say that the room to the east stinks, basically. Smells. It's really bad. Really bad smell. But But just for simplicity's sake, because Discord currently is also smelling really, really bad, we're going to end this episode there, and we'll decide if we're going to do any more tonight in just a moment, because, yeah, Discord smells real bad. Real bad. Those of you that are here, say goodnight.
Good night.
Good night.
And we'll catch you around, guys, when we've beaten technology with a stick. Bye-bye.
Mhm.